Hello and welcome. Come on in. Let's get people in here. What's happening? Hello, hello, hello. Yes. And thank you for guys for joining me. And thank you for those who watch the replay. Good morning. My name is Mary Jane Tracy. I'm a psychic medium, but you know what? I guess I found out that I can't really say psychic medium in order for me to practice with the lockdown. But I can be a spiritual love of life coach and an advisor. And it doesn't matter what I use to teach or to help the people to coach, but I can't do it as a psychic, but I can do it as a spiritual love of life teacher. Not sure how long I'll be here. I've got yoga. Yay! Yoga! Nice! Wonderful! That is great, but thank you for coming in this morning, Candace. That's beautiful. Thank you for joining. Wow, Uranus is stopping today, people. So remember, when a big planet stops, it's 5 days before and 5 days after. We also have the moon conjuncting, he's in Aquarius, and he's conjuncting Saturn, and then he's, squaring off to Mars. So he's feeling kind of funky and out of whack, and it's just not exactly an alignment for the moon. So you might be feeling a lot of, there's a lot of lightning bolts coming down, especially with Uranus stopping, and that's what Uranus is. He's an electrical energy. And there's that bridge, Chiron keeps coming in. So Chiron is really making this energy. And if you look at the glyph for Chiron, it's a key. So it's a key to this energy, this key to this newness that we are trying to step forward into and trying to fathom. But this whole year, is, trying to create. And this morning on the Instagram reading and stuff, I was, the Hierophant was came in, but he was reversed. But if you notice, there's keys at the bottom. So there's keys. There's keys for unlocking. There's knowledge for us to unlocking. When he's reversed, there's feeling of not feeling right, feeling entrapped, even though we want to go forward, right? So there's a feeling like, I want to go forward. I want to start this newness. Yet with the Hierophant and the Hermit reversed, we have to discover our uniqueness. We have to discover, and that's what Uranus is. Uranus is our uniqueness. Uranus is the discovery of this energy of who we truly are, right? And it comes in a very bizarre way. So he comes in with this energy that is very unconventional, not conforming. And I was just listening to somebody, let me see, I got to get his name here. So David Avocado Wolf. And I was just listening to him this morning, and he's a Leo too. He could be out there, but he's a smart guy. He's really done a lot when it comes to superfoods and educating people and things along that line. But he was talking about Rudolf Stein. And Rudolf Stein, if the thing is that fabulous. He was like, his mind is like, that's a Uranian mind right there. But he was talking about things changing about the 21st century and the Antichrist coming in the 21st century. And he called it Armanum, I think it was the word that he used, Armanum. And he was a technological god of materialism. And I thought, oh my God, that makes so much sense. Because we're talking about new technology and materialism, and also about science, and science going to figure things out, which is very materialistic. This is where this energy was coming up, and we could feel this energy sort of rising up before December 21st. So there was this kind of heaviness or this darkness coming in. And then, as this Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, which they called it the Star of Bethlehem, this rising up of something, this newness, this new energy that's coming in. And this energy, this newness that's coming in, it is this light, it is this bolt of energy that's coming in. And with Uranus, we're going to see some crazy energy that's going to turn things, because he is lit. So he is ready. He's wanting to go. He's, 5 days is slowing down. Now he's stationary, and it's going to take him 5 days to go forward. And here comes this barrel of energy. And it's Mars. And he's been like, I've been in 6 months of retrograde. I've been in Aries, and and then he comes into Taurus like, whoa, what do I do with this energy? And he sees in the distance this ball of energy. He's like, whoa, I'm going to go there, man. So it's like going and coming through the desert, or coming through this crazy storm, and then you come into this energy, and then there's this sort of electrical, I'm going to call it Burning Man in the middle of the desert, and you're coming out and you're just looking to get involved in something. So we have this pent up energy that's coming in, yet it is earthly, it is Taurus. So it's going to come in, and it's going to electrify. And the thing is that the energies, when it comes in, I'm going to get back to Rudolf Stein. The thing is, when energies come in there's a vibration that goes up. Yeah, we got the hit, but there's a vibration. So a year ago, we had, and everybody's talking about this, oh, look at this conjunction that's happening in Saturn. Yeah, there is. But the conjunction of last year that happened with the Saturn, Pluto, and Mercury that happened in 1 year ago today, last time they met was 1518. Then we had the Sun and Mercury, which are the Mercury meant the mind, coming in. And we didn't really feel that vibrational effect till probably about a month or so, 2 months after. So we got to think of this energy that's coming in. There's a vibration. It's like when a pebble, or when a pebble goes into the water, the vibration goes out, and it takes a while for it to hit the shores. It's got to span out. So we have this vibration of energy that is spanning out before, some of us who are extremely sensitive, we're feeling it. We know that there's this electrical energy. I could feel it this morning. I was like very tingly all day, since I woke up this morning. I could feel it in my, my shoulders and in around my neck, which is very Taurus. Taurus rules the neck. So I could feel this tingliness going through me, and I'm just like, okay. We're coming into something crazy. And I can feel how this energy is coming in to get us connected, to get us stirred up. And I know many of you have been feeling tired and exhausted and very overwhelmed. And it is, we haven't. The thing is that January 1st comes, but the energy just didn't stop on January. The energy, and this is what I want people to understand, the energy continues. It doesn't look at the Gregorian calendar. It doesn't look at it and say, oh, January 1st. Oh, yes, people are going to have a New Year's resolution. Let's turn over this way. That's not what the energy does. Energy continues to flow, right? It continues to flow. And as it continues to flow, this is where we as humans have to come back into a connection of us with the earth and with above, as above, so below. Remember that as above, so below. We have to come into that connection. And there's a beautiful ancient, and it's in my Essential Medicine book, and with Donna Eden, and you come into prayer, right? You start with prayer, eyes just gently closed, and then you go and you just move your hands like this, and you take one hand up, and your palm is facing upwards, and you're pushing up, and your other palm is facing down, and you hold it, and you stretch as much as you can, right? And you come back down, back into prayer, and you go to the other side, and you stretch. And you do that about 3 times on either side. That is the connecting you to Azabat. That's connecting your energy to come into an alignment so that you're feeling this vibrance that you need to feel. And we have a lot of, where when it came to Pluto, and Pluto is, still in Capricorn, but he's going, like, he goes deep. He rules Scorpio. So this is deep, deep energy that's coming in, deeper than your third eye. It's going in deep. So there's this deep penetration that's coming in, and it's going straight into that area way down past, and it's almost like where your brainstem is, and I got like there's also where hall is there, and coming in there, and it's like doing some reset. But as it's doing this, what happens is like fear comes in, and Mercury rules lungs, right? It's a ruler of Gemini. It's a duality, rules two sides, left, right, up, down, front, back, and it rules lungs. And the lungs, breath, we want to come back into the breath. We want to come back into that energy, Candace saying, she's going to yoga. Yoga is all about breath work, breathing in, and it's all this breath that's coming in that we need to really inhale to come back into this centeredness of where we need to go to. And this breathing, it's coming to the extremities of our being. And this is where, with the Hierophant being reversed, it's going against the norm. You're not going towards the traditional. And it's funny, that back in 1284, when some of this energy was coming in and around, and there was a big plague at that time, the Pope was saying, you're not praying enough, and that's when the Knights Templars came along, and it's like, you got to pray, you got to get in there. This Pope got pissed off at people for celebrating Christmas, which is like, isn't that what part of a big thing to Catholicism is, and Christianity is celebrating Christmas and pushing inoculation? So there's an interesting wave, like waves are vibration. Like we think something that was 1284 doesn't, that doesn't represent us anymore. That's a time gone. But even like when we go into and we understand timelines, there's no past, there's no present, there is just the now. Everything comes in on a vibration, right? Everything comes in on a vibration. Dolores Cannon talked about that. The different vibrations and going into the different altered, dimensions that are going on, and they're all happening simultaneously. So we have these energies that come in, and she has a book where she talked to Notre Dame in the timeline of when Notre Dame was alive. So she was in that timeline with him. He wasn't passed away. He wasn't in the spirit realm. He was in that human form, and she was talking to him. So we have this timeline that are here and now that we are able, let's tap into some of this energy of positivity, of light, the understanding and the knowledge. And when we look at things, when it comes to that techno and that materialism, this is where we have to, you know what? It's great to connect. It's great to have social media, but all these social media platforms are popping up and saying, people are sending me, like, look at this one, join me here, join me there, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, whoa. I need to recenter to where I need to be and follow my intuition. And not get pulled off to here and there and everywhere, because Neptune's going back to 19 degrees. That's the witch hunts, and it's making this angle, this semi-square, and a semi-square is 45 degrees. And you can't, when you got a pebble in your shoe and it's kind of annoying, but it's not that annoying, and you're not really paying attention to it, and it's sort of, there's a slight irritation there, because he's making a semi-square over to Uranus. So Uranus and Neptune are going back and forth for a while here, and they've been doing this little fancy little semi-square, and it's causing these slight irritations that we're not too sure what they're about. And with Neptune going back to 19 degrees and making exact squares to the nodes, we know that there's going to be a lot of delusional energy that's coming in that might give us a feeling of irritability, but we're not too sure. So we have to come into the depths and into our grounding and into that deepness. And it's exhausting. It's exhausting, I know. So we really have to keep our immune system going. We have to make sure that we are using, like, it's funny because coming across David Wolf, like I met him many years ago. And when I first met him, I thought he was an irritating male chauvinist, but he's just, when you meet a real Leo, because real Leos can really piss people off because they are who they are. They're just passionate. They don't give a fuck what you think. It's not that they don't care or love you. They're just doing their truth. They love who they are. And their love of who they are is like, I just love to plant avocado plants, or I just love to do yoga, or this is what my passion is. And it doesn't matter what other people think. This is that energy of going into and saying, you know what is your passion? What is it that floats your boat? For me, it's astrology. The more I learn about astrology and the energies, and I just get like so wrapped up on it. And I find it so fascinating, and the layers of it, it's just, and the more I learn about it, it's just, one of those things. It's just like, this is what floats my boat. I'm just going to continue doing my astrology, continue doing what I love. And that's where when the Hierophant and the Hermit come in reversed, is saying, got to do what you love. If you're following a narrative of something you don't love, if you're following something that is really not allowing you to be who you are, then you're going to find it's that irritating semi-square with Uranus, because Uranus is going to be going direct. You're going to find a lot of things really hitting you, and you're going to be asking yourself, why the fuck is this hitting me? Why the fuck is this happening to me in my life? I've been a good person. I haven't been paying attention. And we all have it. We all get it. It's nobody's going to be immune from this. That's the thing. No one's going to be immune from this coming through, because we all have parts of those irritations that are going to come forward. And then that's what Pluto and Capricorn does. He wants to bring things forward to you. He wants to go into those depths of truth for you, not only as an individual, but even within the collective. And we're going to see a lot more of those truths that are going to be coming out, and those witch hunts happening. So many of, it was funny because at Blessed Circle, I can still do spiritual coaching, but I can't give you a psychic reading. Funny. You can come in, social distance, mask, whatever, but we can do a spiritual coaching, which is actually, but I can use tarot cards, I can use astrology, I can use whatever I want, whatever tools that I need, but I can't call it an astrological or natal reading or a psychic reading. So if you think about it, there's always ways, or spiritual healing. I can give you a spiritual healing, but I can't give you a Reiki healing. If you want a Reiki healing, you'll have to get a note from your doctor. So if you get caught up in that narrative, you got to think, well, is there a way that I can get around this? There's possibly a way of getting around this. And that's where you got to look at, how can I, watching the wording. The word is going to be interesting over this next year, on the words that you use and how they are interpreted. So the word is going to be very, very important. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. But it is, I miss you too. It is like this energy of coming in. This is, you can do this. Like, you may not be able to do hypnotherapy, but maybe I could do a spiritual coaching. Oh, but the person's actually signing up for hypnotherapy. I can't do a shamanic cleansing, but I can do a spiritual cleansing. I can go into someone's house and do a spiritual cleansing, or go to them for a healing in their home as a spiritual coach. I can do that, but I can't go in there and say, I am going to do some kind of cleansing, or I'm just going to go here and do X. That's where this narrative comes in with Neptune, because Neptune brings in delusional information. It controls the media. It controls the news that you are receiving. It controls the movies. It controls newspapers. And when it's in Pisces, that's his thing. And he'll bring you into some delusional role. So this is where we have to start really paying attention to the information that we are receiving. And in looking into it more, because you're going to find a double standard. What's good for this person isn't good for that person. Do what I say, not what I do. So a lot of double standards are coming in, right? We're seeing it. I could go to Hawaii, but you stayed locked down. This is a double standard. This is what you're going to see. You're going to see more of that coming out. You can say this on social media, but you can't. I can rally people, but you can't rally people. You rally people in a bad way. I rally people only in a good way, because I'm a good person and you're a bad person. Amazing, amazing. And this double standard and this influences are coming in. And that has to do with that semi with Uranus and Neptune too. So it brings in this, because Uranus is about people, about gathering, about connecting, right? This connection. And same with Aquarius. So then we have this Aquarius energy that's coming in. But the thing about Aquarius energy isn't warm and fuzzy. It's not Leo. Leo's the sun. Let us come together. Let us be our individual person and let us shine. I want to give you, I want to warm you. I'm the sun. Uranus is cold. It's electronic. It's cold. There's a coldness to it. Right? So, the Game of Thrones, winter is coming. Biden even said something about the dark days of winter. This is where it's like, this is very Aquarius energy. I'm not saying Aquariuses are all cold, okay? My little Aquarians. I can see you guys going, I am not cold. And Leos are like, oh, yes, you are. But this energy, it's the energy of it. So Aquariuses are very technology, very techno, can be very, the word rigid comes in because I see the different lines going up like this, right? There's a reason why Aquarius are two waves, right? One on top of the other. So this energy, there are these wavelengths that are moving, that brings in the change. So we have this energy that's wanting to bring in this change for us, and these energies of transformation. But it can be very cold, and we got Saturn in there, and Saturn's the ruler of Aquarius. But Saturn is also the energies of what we call Satan. So there's a little bit of like coldness there that comes in. And right now, with all the planets, they're coming in, and all the planets, there's aspects that Saturn is like sort of the ruler, right? He's saying, I'm the ruler. You bring me the information. Everybody comes to me, and I'll tell you what to do. And the moon's coming in there right now, and it's like, oh, I don't really want to do what you want me to do. I want to do what I want to do. And then comes in Mercury. Mercury, he's that malefic or benefic, depending who he's around. is looking at this information because he's hermetic and, okay, this is what he's saying. So it's spewing out a lot of fear, which is connection to the lungs, which is connected to breath, which brings in so much other energies. So we're in this sort of movement and in this storm. And we got to go to what brings us joy, what brings us happiness, what brings us bliss. What is that in our life? And if it's reading a book, if it is knitting, if it is cross stitch, if it is cleaning your closet, I don't give a fuck. Do it. Do what is making you happy. Do what is bringing you to your higher spiritual self and connecting to your true spiritual self. It doesn't have to be a job. You might have a job and maybe you work at 7-Eleven and you got to work at 7-Eleven right now because that's what you got to do to pay the bills. Fine. Don't judge yourself because that's what you got to do. But that doesn't stop you from being a spiritually minded person and connecting and being in that present time of where you need to be. Maybe that you being at that 7-Eleven is that connection with each person as they come in to wish them a fabulous day. So this is where, because if you're struggling to connect with your higher self or your spiritual nature, you may need to set aside some time that is just for you. And it could be that you will need to detach yourself from a group or from presence of others for a short while in order to renew a sense of independence and clarity. So you need to just say, you know what? I'm going to take a break from X, Y, and Z. I'm going to take a break from this. This is like if you work, make sure you take your breaks. Go into your car, listen to your tunes, listen to what vibes you up and gets you going. That's what we want. That's going to cause the light. That's going to cause for this energy. And all of a sudden, you're just this vibrant being just buzzing along. And with Uranus coming in with a lightning bolt, you're just like, yeah, baby, give me that power. Give me that light. And that's what we want. And if you find that you are conversely perhaps spending too much time in isolation, it might be a good time to reach out and seek connection with others. Talk with the people. Say, hey, how would you like to connect over a spiritual coaching? Come on over to my house and we could socially distance and have a spiritual coaching session. Just saying. Or you could go down if you're in the Calgary area, stop by and see Andrea at Blessed Circle and say, hey, I'm coming in just for a spiritual connection and a cup of tea. Can't get into the fear. The fear blogs up the lungs and the lungs stop the breath and the breath stops life. We're not stopping life. This is where an opportunity to reestablish a sense of strength within your existing self and your relationships. That's where it is. So with all the crazy, all the fucking censorship and all the assholes that are out there that are trying to do things and push you down and give you a double standard, this is when the light comes in and says, oh, okay, thank you very much. But you know what? I can still go over here and I can chat. Word of mouth is fabulous. It's amazing how chatting with somebody by saying, hello, how's your day? What have you been up to? And they start chatting with you and they say, oh, I was on this hike, or I went to Banff, or I went to Canmore, or I went to Lake Wazoo, or wherever it is, or I was at the beach today and it was so fabulous. There's ways of connecting. There are ways of chatting and still being part of a spiritually minded community. And that's where we got to look at, and that's where we need to start looking and connecting with. And the more we start connecting that way, that Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, that vibration is still there. It's still getting us. It's still rallying us. It's a vibration. It just didn't end on December 21st and like, poof, it's out. Truth be told, if that, nobody knows when Jesus was born, but nobody knew about Jesus till near he was 27? So right around his Saturn return, he started coming out and preaching the word. And then he died and rose again. Just like Pele died and rose again. Just like many, many beautiful gods and goddesses died and rose again in 3 days to bring back something and bring back that enlightenment. So, people, how are you connecting? How are you reaching out? Are you spending too much time in solitude? What are you doing to come into your connection, come into your alignment? What is it that you want to start working on? And what is it that for you, where do you want to prosper? Where's that prosperity is going to come in? And what do you want to grow in a long term? This is long term. This isn't, I'm going to have this done in a year. This is long term. What do you want to start putting ahead for over, maybe little things for this year? Maybe there's lovely little flowers that you want to grow. What are the vines that you want? There are 5 years. What is that oak tree, which can be 10 to 20 years? What are those roots that you want to start putting down? Because that is the Ace of Pentacles. So connecting with like-minded people, connecting with that energy. It's an energy that is going to be planning and strategizing to lay down the blueprint. What's your blueprint that you want to lay down? And I know it's frustrating that, I've been working at this for so long, and look at, where am I going? Do you love it? Do you enjoy it? Then continue doing it. That's the thing. Continue doing it. Because you're going to find that you're going to build this up and build it up and build it up. And this is where, for you, the foreseeable future, knowing that the outcome will be positive and fruitful. But you just got to keep going and just enjoy it. And sometimes you might go on a crazy off-road trip and takes you on a different way, and everybody's like these mainstreamers. Remember, I talk about all this, everybody's on this main street, gotta go, and I just see these herds of people, and it's like, no, I'm gonna, you know what, this might take me a little bit longer, but I'm gonna take the scenic route, because it's in that scenic route where I'm going to connect with the like-minded people. In the scenic route, that's where I'm going to find my truth. It's not going to be in the crowd. It's not going to be in that crazy line, in that crazy, where everybody's going. Whenever I go to Manville, I always take back roads, because it's like, maybe I end up in Wetaskiwin, or I end up in Canmore, or some other little Viking, and fill up with coffee, and gas. But it's connecting, with the people and saying, hey, how are you? There's something beautiful there. There's something wonderful there. So remember, the power of positive visualization combined with a sense of gratitude will only attract more abundance into your life. That's the road you want to continue on. Do a vision board. I don't care what people say, or like, vision boards are stupid. No, start doing a vision board. What do you want to put on that vision board? Where's that energy? I usually do an altar board. I haven't done one yet this year. So doing an altar board, what is that vision that you want? What is your mantra for this year? What is your word? What do you want for your word for this year? Have you thought of that? Let's just get into that energy. So let's get into the energy of creating a mantra, creating our word. Let's get into that vibration. Tonight at 7 o'clock, I'm going to put it up public again. I am going to have a Zoom meditation meeting. We're going to talk about this shit more in depth. And so hopefully you join me. The Zoom link is going to be up on my Facebook page. I'm going to have it up there. I'm going to put it out so that people can come out and join me. I'm going to put it out on Instagram. I can't do the Zoom link on Instagram, but I'll be able to send it to people too. So join me tonight at 7. Even if you can come in for 5 minutes, you want to say hi. Hey, just coming in to say hi. It will be recorded. You can get the recording afterwards. It's free. It's free. Unless you want to buy me a coffee, you can send donations to buy me coffee because Mama can always use money for coffee, just an FYI. So if you want to send me $5, cool. Send me $5 for coffee. Otherwise, it's free. It's fine. It's fine. But come in, join me, because we're going to talk about this moon energy. We're going to talk about Uranus and the crazy fucking shit that's going to be going down. And bringing in some positive vibration, a visualization of where you want to be and where you want to go. Let's connect. Connection is number one, and that's what we need to do. Remember, there's one narrative, and then there's a second narrative. There's always an underlying energy that you can connect with. So if you're following the mainstream narrative, let's go on an offshoot. It's kind of cool when you take the scenic route and you find these crazy, obscure little places and wonderful connections with people. Sending you out. Thank you, Dwayne. Thank you, Ann. Sending you out with so much love, everybody. And hopefully I can see you and you connect with me tonight. That'll be awesome. I love you all. May the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say and all that you be and all that you do. Blessed be everybody. Let's all get into our Uranian energy. Bye-bye.